Hi everyone! Are you struggling to get more students on your tutoring platform? Do you find it difficult to retain or convert them into your long-term student? Don't worry, in this video I have got you covered. I'm going to share with you 5 killer tips on how I convert and retain my students. With these strategies, you will get a more consistent income. It helps you to build a stronger reputation as a tutor on any platform. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about why the conversion and retention metrics matters. These are basically the metrics that shows how many % of your potential students has become your regular student and how many students have stick to you for a longer period. With all this, it actually signifies a platform that, hey, you are pretty good. You are the student choice and the students actually likes you and they stick with you. If you can build a positive cycle of getting more trial lesson booking, more retention, conversion, or visibility, naturally you will attract more students because of your profile, your portfolio, and with that you can rank higher in the search results on the platform. To make it simple, the more retention and conversion rate, the more visibility you will get on the platform. The more visibility you get on the platform, you will rank higher on the search results, and when you rank higher on the search results, you get more students, you get more lessons, you get more comments or review. It builds your credibility and reputation on any platform, whether it be Italki, Cambly, Verbling, Amazing Talker. It is basically like a positive snowball effect that it builds up the momentum and attract more learner or more students to your profile. If you're wondering how do you actually crack the platform algorithm or to rank higher, check out this video. Now we understand why conversion and retention rate matters. Tip number 1, be transparent about your teaching style and goals. Your potential students needs to know what to expect from you. So it is very important from the beginning that you set it right out. What is your teaching style or what is their language goal? How will you conduct your lessons? Are you a really patient teacher or are you more fast-paced? So when they know what is your teaching style, teaching method, you will naturally attract or engage the right students. In my previous video, I say this is a two-way street. Your student choosing you, and at the same time, you are choosing your students too. Make sure that if you want a higher conversion and retention rate, attract the right students. For example, if they are children, they need more patience, they need more time, you have to tailor to their needs. But if you know that you are not good at teaching children, of course we can learn, but everybody have a preference, and if you don't want to teach children, that's perfectly fine. But if you decided to teach children, make sure that your teaching style actually fits teaching a children. When working with your student, make sure you set an achievable goals. Try setting a 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, or a 6-month goals so that you know at each steps where are we, what have we improved from speaking, listening, reading, or just vocabulary wise. They can actually track their progress, and this is when they actually realize I have improved over the 1 month time or 2 months, and I decide to stick with my teacher for a longer time. So you might be wondering, what kind of goals can you set? For example, right at the beginning, we can set a goal that 3 months later, I want to be able to watch a TED Talk video without any subtitle. If they are a total beginner, we can set a simple goal by just reading a short story without any assistance in 3 months, because even reading itself is difficult. Imagine that you haven't learned any Chinese before and you do not know any of the Chinese character. Do you think you can read the one short passage without any assistance, without pinging or anything? Maybe, but not really. By setting these 3 months goals, you can help your student to visualize. This is the direction that we are going in 3 months, and this is what we are working on for 3 months, and 3 months later, this is what I will be able to do. I'll be able to read the Chinese story or English story without any assistance. And with that, they will have more confidence to stay with you because they know that 3 months later, this is what I will be doing. By setting clear goals, you can actually divert and focus your energy providing top-notch services. You know that your students want to focus on only speaking. So you can focus most of your energy on targeting speaking. We don't have to spend our time or more energy on doing writing exercises. Perhaps they are adult students and they can do it themselves, but with speaking wise, they really need somebody to help them with that, to elevate their language proficiencies to another level. And that is when you can come into the pictures and really help them with their language goals. And very important, make sure that your students stay motivated and satisfied with their progress within that 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months span of time, because this will really encourage them to take more lessons with you and to set more challenging objectives with you. And remember, what is our goal? We want more conversion and we want more retention. We want to retain our students for a longer time. So when they achieve a 1 month goal, great, that's wonderful, because you are doing a good job and they are doing a good job. Now let's move forward. Let's set a more difficult goal, a more challenging goal. In the past, perhaps the goal will be just reading from a passage. Next steps, they might be able to read a newspaper, an article, or something more difficult like from the economics. So just make sure that they keep motivated, and we can always set a more and more challenging goal. Learning is endless. As long as you stay creative, you will get more and more challenges. Tip number 2, invest in good quality teaching material and personalize your lessons. This is because a good teaching materials can really enhance your student experience and of course your teaching experience. You can use ebook, YouTube videos, articles, podcasts, or games to make your classes more engaging, creative, and interesting. You might be wondering, Z, where do I get all these materials? Good question. Most of the time, these materials are available online for free. You just have to know where to look, and when you actually obtain them, you just need to know how to use it. If you're wondering how I get my material, check out this video, because in this video, I will share the 10 free tools and materials that I use to conduct my lessons. It's free. It costs you 0 cents. You could just access it online, of course, as long as you have internet. For my fellow tutors, to keep your students coming back, it is really important that your lessons are engaging and creative. It's not boring. What does that mean? It means that you have to keep up with current trend, news, interesting topics, right? For example, if you are actually teaching a middle school kid, perhaps you might want to know what are they currently interested in. They might be really into a specific idol, or they might be trying a new game recently. Try to learn that. It doesn't take you long. You don't have to know how to play the game, but at least know what is the game about, what is happening, because this is how you really build a connection with your students, and you know about their life, and they know that Miss Z know me, or Miss Laila, or Mr. Thomas, they know me, and the classes is really interesting. It doesn't really take you long. Perhaps you could just spend a quick 5 minutes, do a quick YouTube search, Google, even Reddit. Just read through what is it about, so that you can just bring up the topic to start, or be ice-breaking activities. Hey, I know that recently this game is really popular. So tell me a little bit about it. This is when it's really helpful, especially if you're teaching languages, because the student would try their best to explain with you in English or in Chinese or in the targeted language that they are learning, whatever it is, okay? Take note, when it comes to personalized lessons, I mentioned a lot of time, but if you have not watched the other videos, I will say one more time, it's essential to know your student. Every students are special. They have their preferred learning methods. Maybe these students, they are really interested in games, and that students, they are really interested in reading. So make sure you know your student needs and tailor your lessons to their needs, not to your needs. Remember, because you are teaching them, you have to focus on their needs. Is it for school? Is it for interview? Is it for personal interest? Whatever reason it is, ask them. If you don't know, don't assume. Ask them to tell you. Gather the information questions, do your work. Tailor a lesson plan, see what plan would fit them the most. Let's say if the students already gotten an interview and they need your help to get through the interview, you can do a mock interview with them. Try to ask them what is the next company that you're applying to. Let me know. Go on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed, look it up. What are the interview questions? Learn it. Ask them. Help them with a mock interview. This is how you show that you truly care about them, and this is when you shine because you really offered them the assistance that they really much needed. Good. Tip number 3, provide a positive learning experience and provide consistent feedback to your students. So you could have a student feedback form, or you could have a survey form. You can check it out here, or the link is in my descriptions. Ask them to fill in every single month. See from there, what can we do now? What can we improve from level 1 to level 2? Do you want to stay longer in level 1? Or should we move on and progress to level 2, level 3? Should we change our lesson plan? Is there any modification needed? If they want to change their method, they can always raise their opinion. This is the chance for your student to tell you, because sometimes not all of our students are really active. They are passive learning. They say, okay, whatever Miss Z is teaching, I'll just absorb. They are not willing to share their thoughts. Not everybody do that. So by conducting a survey or asking them to fill in your feedback form, it's a best opportunity for them to unleash your thoughts. Let me know. Tell me, what can we improve? And not only that, you will learn from these students. If you have multiple students, you will learn from every one of them. Guess what? You have multiple learning opportunities. You have more ideas. You know how to improve yourself better thanks to your students. This is what makes us a better tutor over time. Consistent feedback will help your students and you to identify the students' weaknesses or strength or improvement over time. These are something that we easily overlook because when we are improving or when we are learning, we seldom remember what we were like a month ago, 3 months ago. Most often than not, we will feel like it's been 3 months, but I've seen no improvement. Guess what? If you have a track record that you recorded, you can show your student, this is the evidence that you have improved. Look, 3 months ago, you have no idea what does this mean. Or 6 months ago, you couldn't do this, but right now you can do this. And this is your improvement. Let's just keep doing it. Do not give up. You have come a long way. You just have to push through. By providing constructive feedback on your students' progress and performance, you can help your students to track their progress and identify the areas of improvement. Highlight their achievements so that they feel more confident and they will feel more motivated. Set a new learning objective with your students. The plan 3 months ago might not be helpful anymore 3 months later because they have improved and right now they need new lesson plans. Take the above example, having your students to watch a 10 minutes video without any subtitle. Yes, perhaps right now they do not need any subtitle anymore. So what can you do? Great, we can have a new challenge. Perhaps you can tell me, what is it about? With your own words, tell me or explain to me, what have you watched? What have you understood from the video? Understanding is one thing. Being able to output and explain to other people in their own words is another thing. With this, you actually created a new activities for your students, a new practice with your students, bring their language skills to another level, from just passive inputting to now active outputting. Tip number 4. Have a consistent schedule. Having a consistent schedule is essential because your students know what to expect from you and you could have a structured plan. It doesn't matter when you have your lesson plan, your material, your student feedback form, but you do not have a consistent schedule to execute that. Here I say it again, consistent schedule is key, especially if you want to boost your conversion and retention rate. Nobody wants to keep switching teacher. Like every 1 month, every 2 months, they have to keep looking for another tutor because my tutor is not available for this time anymore, so I have to switch to another tutor. How how are you gonna get a consistent or regular students if you yourself couldn't provide them a consistent schedule? When I say a structured plan or letting your students know what to expect, it is something that looks like this. With my younger students, this is what a structured lesson plan will look like. Week 1, we will learn about animals name. And week 2, we could expand on the previous knowledge. We could learn about the characteristic of the animals. And in future time, we could maybe learn about food pyramid and more. So this is how they get to build up their knowledge. With this, every lesson they know what to expect from you, and they know what preparation and they know what kind of mindset they have. If you want to build credibility and reputation as a tutor, it's not just about conducting a good lesson. It's about the after services. You have to reply or respond the message try at least within 24 hours or within 2 days so that your student know that they can reach you. Make sure that you show up to the lessons on time and not too much cancellations, because our time are equally precious. As much as I don't like my students canceling the lessons without any reasons, I would not do that to them as well. If you keep rescheduling or cancel the lessons, eventually, slowly but surely, even your regulars will start leaving you. Because firstly, I couldn't really book Z's time. Secondly, even if I have booked her lesson, she keep canceling my lesson and I couldn't practice my English, so what's the point? There, you kiss your retention rate goodbye. Tip number 5, build a good relationship with your students. I've said this many times and I will say it one more time. Your students are not just your students. You could be more than that. You could be a mentor, you could be a friend, you could be their peers. And let's be honest, you could have the best qualification, you could have the best teaching certification in the world. If you do not have the right personality or attitude, it's difficult for you to retain students. Personally, I do not think that you have to be the brightest person to be a tutor, but you have to be compassionate and passionate enough to be able to teach. So be nice, set a standard, set goals to your students, let them know the boundaries, and let them know what you can do with them and what they can achieve with you. They will really appreciate your effort. Last but not least, offer incentive or rewards to your students. Who doesn't love a little bit of motivations or just a slight boost of confidence? For example, for my middle school children, teenagers, sometimes if they do really good in their English examinations or if they actually achieve our challenging goal, that's for me, okay? You don't have to follow. I will pay for a month of their subscriptions. It could be Audible, newsletter, Netflix, anything that they want. I feel like this is a proper reward. In my personal opinion, you could have a total different opinion and that's fine, but I genuinely think that having a reward is good. For my adult students, if they actually achieve our goals, I will offer them an extra lessons for free, or their birthday, I could have a discount for our lesson package. Do whatever that you deem appropriate for you. That is my personal method and I think it works wonders for me, so I keep doing it. You don't have to do it, but having some sort of reward doesn't harm, right? I really think this is a two-way effort. When they are putting in so much effort in learning English and when they are putting so much trust in you, it doesn't really harm me if I have to offer them 1 free lessons or a little bit discounts for their birthday just to show them that, hey, you did well. Keep doing it because you are improving, you are doing a good job. It really motivates them. You might think that this is nothing, like what kind of gesture is it? But for students, they really think that you care about them and they will really appreciate it. That's it for today. I hope that you find this video helpful. With the strategies above, I hope that you will be able to boost your retention or conversion rate. Please leave a comment or questions if you have any so that we could help each other out and build a stronger community. Happy teaching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!